Coming up on Confidential, a trip down memory lane with your Olympic hero.
Workout today is my first workout since the Olympic Games, which was 6 years ago. Is your goal to go to the Olympics? Or?
Yeah, I want to be a gold medalist.
Like me?
Yeah, like you.
And WWE matches gone wild.
It's not my ass he's kissing, it's hers!
Hi again, I'm Gene Okerlund, and this is WWE Confidential. Tomorrow night at Unforgiven, the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship are both on the line. But sometimes the stakes in a WWE match go way beyond titles. It can get downright personal, even a little too personal. Case in point, Eric Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon. This is not the first time the stakes in a match have bordered on the bizarre. And tonight, we're going to take a look back at some of the more unusual stipulations in WWE matches over the years. Should be a lot of fun. But first up tonight, Kurt Angle. There is no greater honor in amateur athletics than to win a gold medal in the Olympic Games. Back in 1996, Kurt Angle shocked the world when he brought home the gold medal in freestyle wrestling. Would you believe the WWE's very own Olympic hero is considering yet another run in the Olympics in 2004? It's true, it's true. This past weekend, Kurt Angle returned to the Olympic training facility in Colorado Springs. Kurt's friend and one-time adversary, 2000 Olympic gold medalist Rulon Gardner, was there to welcome Kurt back. Now, you might recall hearing about Rulon earlier this year. He was trapped in a ravine while snowmobiling and nearly lost his life. Although he survived a severe case of frostbite, Rulon lost a toe in the ordeal, but he still continues to train. Like the great champions they are, Kurt Angle and Rulon Gardner don't know the word quit. And that, my friends, is definitely true.
With the way Kurt is, I'd say he has a 95% chance of coming back. I think the only thing that's going to hold him back is his time and his ability and maybe one or two injuries. But he has the mentality, once you've been to the top, you know what it takes to get back there.
I love wrestling more than anything. I loved amateur wrestling more than life itself. It was my life. I lived for it. It meant everything to me. And there I stood on the podium, received my gold medal, and I thought, it's over. I finally did it. I started crying.
Wow, it's changed so much. When was this built? Because when I was here, there was like a few buildings here, a building over there.
From what I understand, about 1997 is when they put up a lot of the new stuff.
A year after I
Yeah.
retired, of course.
Of course.
Is the weight room still here?
That's it right there, the garage doors.
Oh man, I remember I was at training in there. I used to see Mark Henry there all the time. Watch him throw up 1,000 pounds on the squat. How you doing, guys?
Hey, my name's Alec.
Kurt, nice to meet you.
Andrew, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am comfortable around here because this was my home. Although it was only 3 months a year, it was for 8 years straight. I see a lot of the same faces here.
Like, you're still wrestling?
No.
Oh my gosh, Grandpa, Van Arsdale. How are you, man?
Doing
what
good,
are you doing
man,
here?
doing good. Coaching
What's
these guys.
up? How are you?
What's up, Big Daddy?
How you doing? What are you guys doing here?
We still
I
doing
feel like it's 96 still or something, man.
See what you got there.
All these guys were with me training for the Olympic Games in 96.
Definitely.
It's great to see that the same people are employed. They've made this Olympic Training Center better than it was before and that they were a part of it.
Hi, everybody. Isn't this place great?
Yes, and we're just thrilled that we could get a shot of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's not working.
Yeah, you have to have a number.
But I won Olympic gold medal. It's not working. I thought I'd have a lifetime pass. Well, this is the daily menu. They used to have about the same foods when I was here. I remember they'd have a schedule, and I'd be here at 7 a.m., and then I'd go train, and then I'd come back and have my second breakfast. Sometimes I'd be here at least 6 times a day. How are you? Wrestling shoes?
Yep.
Wrestler, what weight class?
72.
Tequila.
Hi, I'm Vernon.
Hey, I'm Nina Vernon. Nice
Good
meeting
luck
you.
to you. Nice to
Thank
meet you. All we had were beds, and we had to go down the hallway to the bathroom, and then we had a family room that everybody could sit down and watch one TV. Now they got like their own everything. This is great.
Come if you want to see.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Is your goal to go to the Olympics? Or?
Yeah, I want to be a gold medalist.
Like me?
Yeah, like you.
I think being in the WWE has done wonders for amateur wrestling. A lot of people might be skeptical, but when I walk out in that ring, I'm representing the Olympics. I'm representing amateur wrestling. When I wrestle, I show a certain style that people don't have. That's amateur wrestling style. I try to make a bigger name for amateur wrestling than it was before.
Got the shoes on, huh?
Yeah, I might roll around.
I seen you on TV a couple times, still hit some freestyle techniques.
Yeah.
I see you put the legs in and had the guy chest lock a couple times.
You better defend him. Come on, Dean.
Be gentle.
Workout today is my first workout since the Olympic Games, which was 6 years ago. Better than I thought it would be. I don't know if I could have gone much longer. I mean, being out for 6 years, it's like starting all over again.
You know, I come here and I think, man, I miss it. I want to come back and I want to dominate the world again, win an Olympic gold medal for my country. And then also I'm a little bit intimidated. Am I too old? Have I been out of the sport too long? Can I do it again? The pressure's going to be on 10 times greater than it was before. I will make my decision by the end of this year. Whatever decision it is, I'll stick to it. I just want to make the most out of it if I do it. And even if I don't, hey, Kurt Angle will be around the WWE for a long, long time.
Up next, it's a day in the life of one of the WWE's young prospects.
I've been working out for at least an hour a day. I've been dieting since I was 16.
Thanks to Tough Enough on MTV, fans have gotten a glimpse of just how grueling it is to get started as a WWE superstar. And that's the so-called fast track. Obviously, everyone can't have the good fortune of being on MTV and winning a WWE developmental contract. Most would-be superstars take a variety of different roads in the hopes that one day they can make it to the big time, like the young man we're about to meet. His name is Rene Dupree, and becoming a WWE superstar is all he's ever wanted to do. He's been lifting weights since he was 11 years old. At 14, he began his in-ring training. Now at 18, Rene has competed in nearly 400 professional matches. Recently, the WWE, in conjunction with Ohio Valley Wrestling, opened a brand new training facility in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where we caught up with Rene. And although this hopeful star hasn't made it to the big time yet, he proves every day that when it comes to pursuing his dream, he is definitely tough enough.
I usually wake up around 4 o'clock in the morning. My body's so used to it, it's just like a clock. I just wake up. So I get up, I usually go get myself a protein shake, go back to bed, wake up again around 6:30, and then I'll have my first meal. Now every hour and a half later, it goes protein shake, meal, protein shake, meal, protein shake, meal, until I have 6 shakes and 6 full meals in me. My first 2 meals are beef, because they're slowly digest into your system. My 2 meals after that would be chicken. My 2 last meals are fish. I didn't have a life in high school, so I always read magazines like Arnold Schwarzenegger magazines and Muscle Mags and stuff like that, and learn all about nutrition.
How many times a week do you eat McDonald's?
Never.
No?
I never cheat, ever.
I've been working out since I was 11 years old. I've been working out for at least an hour a day. I've been dieting since I was 16.
How's your food?
Good. Really good. My father, Rene Dupree, started wrestling when he was 18. It was back in 1956. And he wrestled all throughout the 50s and 60s and a little bit in the 70s. My older brother wasn't really into it. He loves the business so much that he'd love to see his son, one of his sons anyway,
continue the tradition. I always knew I wanted to be a wrestler since I was a small child. Once I started wrestling when I was 14, my first match, I knew, okay, this is it. This is what I want to do. Like I said, I started when I was 14, so the way it ran was my father's promotion went from May to September. So we wrestled 7 days a week. So during exam time, which was around June, I was wrestling every night, sometimes arriving at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, go to school, study. Sometimes I was studying on the road, in the dressing rooms, only having 3 or 4 hours sleep. That was one sacrifice. Also, never really having a serious girlfriend, because when you're on the road every night. My senior prom, I didn't get to go because I was wrestling. The senior prom and the whole graduation ceremony was on in one weekend, but I had obligations to go wrestle. I wanted to do it as my call, so I went and did it because I love the business. Well, I got my diploma in the mail, so I still graduated, right? So, but you know, it was one more match under my belt. That's more important.
His father imparted a lot of knowledge about his profession to his son, and now his son has to take it and has to run with it and has to work for someone else. So far, he's done quite well fitting in. It's like going away to college. He's in his freshman year of college, and he's going to get more comfortable around the other guys, and he's going to get more comfortable with the whole experience.
Homesick, a little bit. I call home every day, you know, and I got some pictures sent out of my dogs, so I get to look at that sometimes. And télévision maintenant, so mais tu peux téléphoner-moi, okay? Right, bye. My father's first language is French. He came from New Brunswick, up the coast, which is all French. My mother's from Prince Edward Island, and they met. I think he was on tour wrestling, and they met. For us, it was regular. It was normal. But like when we had friends over or something, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm talking to my mom in English, my dad in French." Well, you know, why? Well, that's just the way it is. Usually what I do is I prepare all my food before, bring Tupperware, I got everything. I used to come down here to work out in the ring. We get here at 12. Well, we're here at 11:30, but we work 12, usually 12 to 2, 12 to 3.
Good to see you at practice today bright and early, too. Have you been up all since like 5?
Yeah.
First time I saw Rene, I was at a tryout camp in Cincinnati. Seen some tape on the guy, and realized at 18 years old, or I think he was maybe 17 at that time. Natural athlete, natural in the ring. Thought, why not bring him to Cincinnati? Got in the ring, and it was like he belonged there.
Well, that coming from him means a lot. I mean, if there's one person I respect in the business, it'd be Dr. Tom Pritchard. There's nobody there who knows the business like him. He's a passion for it.
When you have 6 minutes on TV, that's 6 minutes to sell yourself. 6 minutes of advertising showing why the WWE would want to hire you, or why the fans would want to come back and watch you. Everything you do in the ring should mean something. From the time you walk out of the curtain, every step you take, the eyes are on you.
I like to just see how Rene's progressing, locking up, moving around the ring, because you can never get enough of that.
This is your day, pal. You and me starting first with Dom. We're going to go through everybody, okay? Non-stop, be the gauntlet. This is a match, guys. This is a match, so don't treat it like exercise. Going just through it, okay?
His strengths are flows in the ring. It's like he's been in there his whole life, which he has. Some of his weaknesses at this point are the same as his strengths. You're so overzealous at times. You got to learn how to pull back.
1, 2.
It surprised me today how in shape he was. Because he was wrestling person after person after person after person. And that would have killed me. I don't think I could have done it. And he hung in there and he kept going and he kept going.
I had a chance to work with everybody. It's a good thing, you know, get a feel of everybody, because most likely I'll be in the ring with most of them, so it's good to have a feel before. It's cool. Yeah, I liked it. Thirsty though. I enjoy working with the guys down here in OVW. They're great, excellent. It's the top they have. I mean, you know, this is the step before you get to the big leagues.
This is a business for athletes. You've got to be an athlete and an entertainer. And Rene's already got the athletic part down. He's dedicated and he's focused on his nutrition and his training. I think there's an aspect that he wants to make his father proud of him. If you can apply that kind of mental discipline to learning about your profession as well as keeping your body in shape, then you're way ahead of the game. And so I think it's a tremendous plus for Rene to be that focused and that dedicated at that young an age when a lot of kids are going out and reading comic books and riding skateboards.
From there, I usually go home, get ready to go to the gym, work out. I usually walk in, don't look at anybody, don't talk to anybody, go straight to the first. It's like a flat bench. It's not like a bench press, but it's like a bench press, but it's like hammer strength. I love that exercise. I just go there, start with a light warm up, maybe 3 plates. My workout's not gonna last long. It's gonna last half hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Almost done. Yeah, don't do much. Get enough to get a pump. Do too much and get burned out, you know?
His genetics, he's perfect. He's every wrestler's dream. Everybody who's been in the business wish they were like that at 18 years old. The kid's got it. He's good. At the WWE, he's got a winner in Rene Dupree.
Anybody else would say, how can this person be happy doing what he does? You know, he has no life. But, you know, I'm 18 years old. I'm under contract with the largest wrestling organization in the world. You know, how many people can say that?
I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, Rene will graduate from the training program and one day be on Raw or SmackDown. You can tell there's something there.
I like to be there as soon as possible. Of course, everybody like to be there as soon as possible. But until then, I guess I have to continue busting my ass and working hard until the day finally comes. Work out, get home, usually lay down for about an hour, have another meal or whatever, and then usually by 10 or 11 o'clock I'm in bed. And it starts all over, every day.
When we return, the Immortal One shows us why Hulk still rules.
There were challenges, more than just in the ring, and I just didn't know who was going to live the longest, me or Vince McMahon.
And now, the WWE Rewind is brought to you by Snickers Cruncher. Hungry? Crunch this.
You can bet your bottom dollar if Hogan can pull this off. It is going to be the biggest comeback story in history. Look out here. Hogan got the leg drop. Hogan has done it. We have witnessed the rebirth of Hulkamania.
Brock Lesnar did quite a number on Hulk Hogan a few weeks ago on SmackDown. But despite what Paul Heyman said, Brock Lesnar did not kill Hulkamania. The Hulkster has been as much a part of pop culture over the past 20 years as anyone in sports or entertainment. In a tribute to Hulk's longevity and the contributions to this industry, the WWE recently released a very special double-disc DVD entitled Hulk Still Rules. Hey, trust me on this one, folks. This is a must-have for fans of any generation. It is truly a collector's item. With over 6 hours of footage, Hulk Still Rules is an amazing look inside the career of an icon, proving that Hulkamania has withstood the toughest test of all, time. Let's take a look.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take you to videotape footage. Hulk Hogan being introduced to the capacity crowd. Yes, indeed, the Hulkster can electrify a crowd, be it in Japan, Australia, here in the United States, or wherever.
When you talk about me hitting the road at the end of '83 and running hard for 10 years, there weren't 5 guys to put this million-pound burden on their shoulders and run together to carry this huge banner of hope. There was one guy. Vince McMahon was the other guy. He was the mastermind setting up the deals. He was sitting in his office in Stamford, Connecticut, and we were planning our strategy, and I would physically go out and make the moves. He threw me the football, and I put my head down and ran as hard as I could.
Vince furnished the brains, and he furnished the brawn. I mean, one couldn't have done without the other.
The key to success between Vince and Hogan is that Vince's point of view was the wrestling business is wrestling, but it should be more than just wrestling. It should be entertainment, and more entertainment than the years ago. And Hogan was the perfect guy to break the ice. And besides that, they were friends, so it really helped to work together and to break that barrier. My God, every place he went, he just sold out every arena.
Hulk Hogan still is the champion.
And we were going into other people's backyards, crossing imaginary boundaries. We were going into territorial promotions. I mean, I was crossing these lines, going down to Puerto Rico, having a gun stuck in my mouth, saying, hey, you don't wrestle here. You know, going into Kansas City where Harley Race was a champion for 20 years, telling his neighbors, his kids, everybody in the whole community that he was the real champion. Harley Race in Kansas City, and all of a sudden you get the WWF Hulk Hogan going, hey, brother, I'm the only real champion, coming in his backyard. So there were challenges, more than just in the ring, and I just didn't know who was going to live the longest, me or Vince McMahon, but thank God we both survived. But, you know, the wrestlers were mad. We were changing the business, but all of a sudden, when they got more than just a payoff from wrestling, and they started getting payoffs from merchandise and licensing and from music and from animation, they went, oh my gosh, Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan aren't really bad guys. They're making the world a better place for wrestlers.
Up next, Charity puts the class in classy Freddy Blassie.
Nicer people have never been found than the ones here in Borden Avenue.
Earlier this week, the WWE was honored to receive the Participate America Foundation's Corporate Award. The SmackDown Your Vote Pledge to Participate tour was recognized for its contribution to increase voter registration and civic participation. Over the years, WWE superstars have given countless hours of their free time for a variety of charitable causes, and by the way, with little or no fanfare. It's been a tradition in this company for decades. And here's one man who stands out. Now, I think he's probably going to get a little upset at me for saying this because it's going to blow his whole persona. But what the heck? To know him is to love him. He is a superstar among superstars with a heart of gold. And of course, he is the former world-class manager, former world champion, the one and only veteran octogenarian, the classy Freddy Blassie.
Start to slug it out here. And it looks like Blassie's doing the better job. I see a wild man here.
Hey, Freddie. What's up, buddy? Come on in here. I've been waiting for you. Well. You know it's Friday. You know you're coming.
I'm over here at Borden Avenue, Salvation Army, the home of all my friends. Nicer people have never been found than the ones here in Borden Avenue.
This is a 410-bed men's shelter for veterans. Freddie began coming to this shelter some 10 years ago.
Him being a veteran, he takes out time for the veterans to let us know that there's someone there that cares about us. He does it from the heart. And you can see it that he enjoys coming here every Friday to be here for us. And that uplifts my spirits when I'm down and out too.
I sit there at the wall the day I know he's coming because I'm going to have a good time.
If people come to a hard time and they've had a tough road to hoe in the Salvation Army, gives them a chance to get a new start. While I'm here, I donate magazines from WWE, sign autographs, and talk to the fellas. If I had to do it over again, like I said, I'd like to do it, live it the same way, just change a few things, like don't marry the second wife. That's steel.
You beat up a lot of people with that cane.
I certainly did.
The Iron Sheik got a hold of Blassie's cane and nailed Wicked from behind.
Came from very poor people, and I had a father that was double NG, no good, used to beat my mother.
Today he talked about, although we have a hard life, we still have a chance to make it. And I appreciated hearing that from somebody.
Freddy Blassie trying to soften up. He's trying the backdrop there, one of his favorites. He's topside for 1 and 2 and 3 and
If your guy was hurt, you take it a little bit easy on him. Of course, I was never that kind. Captain Lou Albano, he just talks. Pedro Morales, George the Animal Steel, Chief J. Strongbow, Grand Wizard, he was a nice guy. Oh, I managed some doozies, I'm telling you. Nobody else wanted them? Give him the Blassie. Give him the Blassie.
I really enjoy talking to him because the information that he brings and the feelings that he brings really makes me feel like there's nothing I cannot do.
He seems to understand what I'm going through.
Freddy sends a message that every person is important. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter if you're homeless, or it doesn't matter if you don't have the education that you would like to have had. The fact is that you're a human being and he cares about you.
When you come here, they don't put on any airs. They're just down-to-earth people. And that's the way I like it.
See, when I grow up, I want to be like you.
Oh, man, don't say that. It's a real pleasure having you gentlemen here. I appreciate you sitting still and listening to my bullcorn.
I'm grateful that I've met him. I really am.
There's a lot of things I want to forget, and there's a lot of things that I'm happy I'm able to remember, like meeting with you people.
When we return, Booker T gets a case of deja vu on the set of his new commercial.
This is not the same supermarket.
Welcome back to Confidential. This portion of the program is brought to you by PlayStation 2. Live in your world, play in ours. By Lugs, hit the streets Lug style. Get the shoes with an attitude at lugs.com. And by JVC's Tower of Power. With 460 watts of mind-numbing sound, dual 8-inch subs, and MP3 playback. The Tower of Power by JVC.
At the end of each year, fans have a chance to log on to WWE.com and vote for their favorite match. You ask 10 different fans about 10 different matches, and they're going to give you 10 different opinions. We decided to take a different approach here on Confidential. Tonight, we're turning the tables, so to speak, with Superstar Choice Cuts. And here's how it works. WWE superstars get to choose their favorite match. Kicking things off, Bradshaw. Now, unfortunately, the big Texan injured his bicep and is going to be out of action for a while. And I do know Bradshaw is watching at home tonight. I'd just like to say we're all wishing you a very speedy recovery and looking forward to your return. But in the meantime, why don't you kick back in that lazy boy, crack open a cold one, and enjoy the Acolytes versus the New Age Outlaws from 1999. Oh, by the way, keep your eyes on the ropes.
I would have to say that nearly all the best wrestling matches in the World Wrestling Federation have involved me.
And here we go, the New Age Outlaws about to hook it up with the Acolytes.
It was typical Acolyte match, APA match.
What stands out most about the match?
The top rope had broke.
When the rope broke and I commenced to absolutely getting pummeled with everything that broke.
I was in there, and when I went to shoot Billy up to the ropes just completely shattered. It just broke down, man.
We have a broken rope out here.
Brute thought something was wrong with me.
But these guys could care less.
He really didn't care at the time.
They're just absolutely beating the hell out of Billy Gunn.
So I really didn't have to do much. I was getting beat to death with the corner, the stairs, everything else.
And that's a bad place to be.
Billy had reversed Ron into the turnbuckle. And Ron hit the turnbuckle so hard when he hit it, he pulled the whole turnbuckle out of the turnpost.
Oh, jeez. That's what went through my mind. Like, you gotta be kidding me, right?
Man, you talk about now, it's anybody's ball game. This is going to change the complexion of everything.
And the first thing Ron did was pick up the turnbuckle and hit Billy with it.
A loose turnbuckle right in the face.
If you're out there, and particularly doing my style, use what's there. If the ropes break, use the rope.
It made the match extremely easy and a lot of fun to be in. I don't think that Billy would particularly say it was, it was a very good match, but that's okay.
Badass Billy Gunn is in a terrible, terrible condition.
It's a good thing my partner was in the corner hiding behind the rest of the ring.
He left Billy just like a lamb to the slaughter, which I don't blame him. You learn in those situations to use whatever you can, use whatever hand you're dealt.
When you have no ropes to hit, when they're slinging you around, you're just hoping that you don't do a nosedive in about the 5th row.
There's no control, you know, because you don't know what's gonna happen to you.
It was live. So, I mean, you can't just stop and fix the ring and then go on and do what you were doing.
So now you've got to go for what you know what I mean? Hey, it's street, it's a brawl now.
That was the best part. I remember coming back and Vince gave us the thumbs up, you know, on basically on the improv.
See, and I think a lot of guys picked up off of that, you know, so if it ever happened to them and they don't get injured, they don't know what to do.
Hey, if you think that was bizarre, remember when Booker T and Stone Cold Steve Austin made a trip to the supermarket earlier this year? This is what happens when you have too many items in the express lane. But who would have guessed that it would lead to an endorsement deal for Booker T?
Spin them up, speed them up, action.
We're in North Hollywood, on location in a grocery store, and shooting my next big episode of the Hungry Man saga.
This is our second commercial for Hungry Man, this one being the XXL commercial. And since Booker T has been in both, I think it's safe to say that he actually is a hungry man.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Storyline of this commercial is me and my girlfriend, we're just going around looking for something comedic, you know, something that's, you know, man-sized that's just gonna fill me up, which is the Hungry Man XXL. Man, look at all this whipping stuff. Ain't nothing gonna satisfy this Hungry Man.
We've had a couple of cool stunts in this spot, 2 of which include supermarket freezer doors. One door we actually had Booker rip right off the hinges.
They got me ripping doors off, you know, which I really am doing. You know, I really am actually physically taking the door right off the hinge, and the screws are going everywhere.
And the other one, we Bookered up with some tempered glass, so when he slammed the door shut, the glass shattered with it.
I need something that's gonna satisfy my bedside. This damn thing needs some work. It ain't breaking.
The shattering of the glass proved to be a little difficult. We actually had a little spike hidden in the frozen food, so when the glass hit it, it would shatter, but the glass proved too strong. So what we actually had to do was hide a guy down under frame with a hammer, so when Booker T slammed the door, he timed it right, the hammer hit the glass, voila, shattered glass.
Last time someone saw me in a supermarket, I was getting beat up by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Austin attacking Booker T! Into the fruit section, Booker T. There's a spill on alley. The green frog will never be the same. Neither will Booker T.
This is not the same supermarket.
A cool thing about this commercial is that we actually had a sweepstakes winner in the spot. He was the store clerk.
Did a hell of a job. Got a hell of a future.
He got lifted up by Booker T, serving him some Hungry Man XXL. He was a great sport. He actually looked like a stock boy, so it worked out really well for us. And I think he had a really good time doing it.
Lighting okay? Speed him up. It's been a lot of work. I can honestly say that being here from 8 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning, it's grueling, it's tiring, it's taxing. But having a chance to do this kind of stuff is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so I'm going to get it while I can. Now that's a damn wrap!
When we return, hair, tuxedos, lingerie, it's all fair game in the WWE.
I am not going to believe this.
Welcome back to Confidential. Castrol GTX High Mileage presents WWE Unforgiven, live tomorrow night on pay-per-view from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. And the official theme song for Unforgiven is Adrenaline by Gavin Rossdale, available on the XXX soundtrack, in stores now.
We are just hours away from WWE Unforgiven tomorrow night on pay-per-view. I have to admit, I'm a little jacked up for this one. I know most people are going to be tuning in to see the title matches, but personally, I can't wait to see what happens when Raw's Rosie and Jamal take on SmackDown's Billy and Chuck. If Billy and Chuck win, Eric Bischoff will have to kiss Stephanie McMahon's derriere right there in the ring. Now that I would like to see. On the other hand, if Rosie and Jamal win, then Stephanie will engage in HLA, hot lesbian action. Wouldn't mind seeing that either. Hey, give me a break. I'm only human. Before we go back and take a look at some of the more unusual stakes in matches over the years, we thought we'd better ask Eric Bischoff himself just what he has in mind for Stephanie tomorrow night.
You know, a lot of people have been asking me what I have in mind for Stephanie at Unforgiven. And let me just say that one of the great opportunities here is to use my imagination. And given the nature of HLA and given the nature of the challenge that's in front of us for Unforgiven, I have the benefit of using my imagination for each and every one of the men out there that are watching this show tonight. And all I've got to say is it's going to be spectacular, and it'll definitely fulfill some fantasies. I'm not sure if it's going to go beyond what we saw on Raw a couple weeks ago or not. Oh yeah, I am. Of course it will. Who are you talking to? Of course it will. It's pay-per-view after all.
But I got a stipulation.
The following contest is the hair versus hair match.
The barbershop is open. Along with an unwanted shaved head, the loser of this match is going to be forced to endure utter embarrassment and humiliation.
Roddy with a sleeper, and it's Adrian who's faded fast.
No, man! They just got the sleeper. Oh, Kurt, nighty night.
We're going to see a cue ball, Adrian Adonis.
The beautiful blonde locks of Double J being modified. Kurt Angle's head has been shaved bald, the rare Olympic bald angle. This is a kiss my ass match.
Kiss my foot match.
And certainly the British Bulldog, if he loses this matchup, will be eating that can of dog food.
It's not my ass he's kissing, it's hers.
Got a handful of that dog food.
Open wide, Mr. Lawler. Here it comes. Kiss my royal foot.
Oh my God! The Rock just put Billy Gunn's face in that large woman's ass. I just said that, King.
You know what they say? Crack kills.
It is time to stop your grinning and drop your linen. My challenge to you is simple. A challenge to a tuxedo match.
The striptease match. Jeff Jarrett wins. Gold Dust strips. Gold Dust wins. Deborah takes the clothes off.
The match continues until one of these ladies has been stripped to her bra and panties.
You look like an old drag queen. That poor Howard Finkel has no idea that he's a blithering idiot.
Have you ever seen a woman strip? I mean, one that you didn't have to inflate? I love sports entertainment. Oh. I am not going to believe this.
Somebody's going to the slammer.
The first ever crybaby match.
Oh, it's one way to powder a baby.
And it's pajama time. You see, the suit has claws and everything. Very much a replica of a weasel.
If Brian Pillman does not defeat Goldust right here tonight, then tomorrow night on Raw, Mr. Pillman will be wearing a dress. What has our business come to?
All I know is somebody is going to be puckering up tomorrow night. I'm looking at this as a win-win situation. Next week, we're going to have an encore presentation of Confidential, the night Stone Cold Steve Austin left the WWE. Until then, remember, if you see and hear it here, it's confidential.